have completely lost our minds in college football. There are two things with college athletes. I got no sympathy for any players that get screwed. Are you really sitting around as a Trojan fan going, yay? Everybody in the media has to couch it with, well, it's not the players' fault. I mean, the arrogance, the stupidity of all of this is exhausting. We have completely lost our minds in college football. Now, and basketball and college in general with this whole, I am announcing I am re-signing with my team. Guy plays a year, Texas A&M, makes money. The announcements come. Joey Bag of Donuts has re-signed with Texas A&M and now is the highest paid whatever at Texas A&M or whatever university. Have we lost our ever-loving minds on this? Posting on social media, there's graphics everywhere like free agents in the NFL that I am pleased to announce I am re-signing. There are two things with college athletes, three actually, that they should just stick right up their backside. One, high school kids, blessed and honored to receive a scholarship from Indiana Wesleyan University. Suck it. The other one, it is with great thought and prayer that I am leaving Rhode Island University. I want to thank all my coaches. I want to thank the staff, the strength coach, the nutrition people for all their support. But suck it. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. And then the third one, of course, is, well, I am re-signing with Indiana University or Purdue or Texas A&M or Rhode Island or UCLA or Wabash College. Suck it. I know. Hey, Grandpa, quit yelling at clouds. I am yelling at clouds. I'm looking right at those clouds and saying, go away. That's what I'm doing. The other thing is when you walk back into the cornfield, I'm doing all the memes right now. It is with great hesitation that I'm leaving Purdue, and I want to thank everybody. Suck it. Leave. You ain't that important. I want to thank Wabash College for making my fifth offer for a college scholarship. Wabash doesn't give college scholarships, but you get my point. And now, Jimmy Joe BJ is now the leading receiver in the country in NIL. You're on the roster. You've already signed a scholarship. You already played the season, and now we need a press conference, a slick graphic, a big announcement to tell the fan base they're staying. Take a look at this guy. This guy can't play dead. This guy can't play dead in a Western. Jaden Malin has re-signed with the USC Trojans. Suck it. Look at him like this is some big announcement. You suck. Your team sucked. Your coach sucks. I don't even like your city, although I'm coming. But let's have a big thing. Hey, the quarterback that couldn't lead us to jack squat is getting more money to stay at the school where he's getting a scholarship. Hey, me personally, I wasn't for this. Eliminate all scholarships. Just eliminate all of them. Let every one of these little jackasses sit there and sign their little deals and go, I know I'm yelling at clouds. I understand. I'm Archie Bunker right here. I get it. I do. I understand. I'm old man right now. Look at me. I blame the Kardashians. The Kardashians, my wife said this, and she's so right. They made everything about appearance, everything about brand, everything about styling, everything about the look. Look this. Look, I'm re-signing with USC. Let's all rejoice because, well, we suck, but I'm coming back. Yay! No, I'm hot about it. You can tell I'm hot about it. After USC social media accounts drop whatever this clown's name is, re-signing graphic, the floodgates opened. A bunch of dudes you've never heard of. You've never heard of Tobias Raymond, Chasen Johnson, Romero Easom. What's this guy's name? Jakeem Stewart, Kadarius Reddick. This is like a Peel and Key skit. All got glossy, I'm staying post, as the Trojans pumped out one announcement after another. So are you really sitting around as a Trojan fan going, yay, Kadarius is back. Oh, God bless Chasen. Where's Key and Peel or Peel and Key? These clowns out of here. Joe Klatt, who apologized for being an idiot, and I don't even know what a Joe Klatt is. I get it. He's our guy. He's our Herb Street. But what did he play somewhere? Anyway, Klatt actually makes sense after one of the dumbest posts ever earlier. Here's Klatt.
And this is going to sound like I'm picking on guys. This is not their fault. This is not their fault, okay? But like Malik Washington, Wayman Jordan, Lenora Sellers, there's all these stories about like, oh, they're going to come, you know, they're re-signing. They're working on a deal to stay. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to see it. This isn't. Wait, you mean, was he about to leave? You know, this is so different than in the National Football League when your favorite team has a player that you love that you know is a free agent. And then they re-sign him and you're like, nice. That feels a lot different than like, I'm a fan of a college team and I just think that this player who's committed to this school, who's at this school, who has more eligibility left and is making a large sum of money through NIL, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm re-signing. It's like, I didn't know you thought about leaving. I don't think that this is good for players either. I really don't. And let me tell you why. These contracts can be binding and they can be loose, but it all depends on how they're negotiated because there's not a formality to the process. So the schools can kind of do whatever they want to do, and they're making their own rules. And then there's some representation out there that is representing college players, and they want to play by their own rules. And some of the representatives, by the way, not very sophisticated. Guess why? Because they're not representing a client that is a part of an association or a union. So they don't have to register. So the players can hire whomever. It can be like Uncle Eddie. We don't know who these representatives are. That's not to say that all of them are bad, but there are some that certainly don't know what they're doing. Certainly don't know what they're doing. So there are players, because of that are signing contracts that they don't even really know what they're signing.
Yeah, I don't care about any of that. No, I totally don't care about the athlete. Now, Joel, I like. Let me restate that. I think he's very good on games. But everybody has to couch it with it's not the player's fault. Of course it's the player's fault. Look, I don't give a damn. I've never viewed college athletes, myself, my son, the guys that I coach, I don't view them as children. They make conscious decisions. They can go to war, they can fight, they can drink, they can do whatever. And to sit up there and think it's a good idea as a player, I'm re-signing, that's on the player. Hey, man, I'm coming back. I don't need a press conference. I don't need this bullshit. Hey, I wasn't leaving. And the whole idea of we don't know who these agents are, tough. So what? Agents now are leaving NFL and NBA guys because it's a 2 to 3% commission to go to college guys where it's an unlicensed 20%. Good. I hope all these players, not all of them, I got no sympathy for any players that get screwed. None. I got no sympathy for any colleges that get screwed. I got no sympathy for any of this. And I know I'm wrong, but neither do you. I mean, if we're really going to break it down, Joe Klatt, Herbie, whoever are the voices of college football could care less about any of this. I just happen to say it. You think Joe Klatt really gives a rat's ass about who's representing Joey Bag of Donuts, the wide receiver of Colorado? It doesn't. You think anybody, and I'm just speaking because I know people, and I know former athletes, and I know broadcasters, we don't give a rat's ass about this. Now we got to say we do. We got to say we care about these kids. I don't. Like you might. And if you do, I would ask the simple question, why? Why do you give a rat's ass that we know who the agents are? Why do we give a rat's ass whether or not 20% is taken as opposed to 3%, or is there any type of organization that vets agents? Could care less. I got my own world. I got my own jobs. I got my own kids. I got my own things to worry about. Hey, man, just give me a good game. Give me a really good game on a Saturday or tonight on a Friday. I don't give a damn about any of this. If somebody told me, look, there's agents out there that are stealing thousands, if not hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars from athletes, I'd say good. Hey, tough. I mean, the arrogance, the stupidity of all of this is exhausting. And oh, by the way, you're not going to write anything bad about me that I won't already say about me. Rotten person to you all in this instance, but at least it's real. See, everybody in the media has to couch it with, well, it's not the players' fault. Well, the players, I'm all for the players getting everything they deserve. I don't care if players get a dime. I don't care if players get $1 million a day. I don't care. It ain't my concern. But I love how everybody has to say, I don't care if not one single student athlete at a college campus ever gets a degree. I listen to all this sanctimony from all these media guys. Well, you know, we got to be about education. I don't care. Give me Alabama, Oklahoma tonight, winner playing Indiana. Get my fat ass and my family on planes. Let's go to the Rose Bowl. I don't give a damn whether Fernando Mendoza speaks Spanish. If we're really going to tell you the truth, I don't give a damn whether Fernando Mendoza gets up there and says this great speech at the Heisman. I looked at those Heisman guys. You know what they are? They're all fat-ass guys, older guys, just like me. They can run a football. It's like, I don't give a damn about listening to a college coach pontificate about Izzo, Painter. Oh, shut up. You spent your whole life in a cocoon. Your whole damn life in a cocoon of being Lord God, King of the athletic department. You don't know what's real out here. So I don't give a damn. But I am tired of seeing these jackasses be so self-important. Of seeing these guys, well, you know, I got to write this down. I got to write this down. Look at this one. Here's one for you. Some guy named Mario Craver. Mario Craver, contract extension. Highest paid wide receiver in Texas A&M history. Why are the good people of Texas and Texas A&M giving this guy a scholarship? You know, back in the day, when things were real and not bullshit, okay, when people actually were real, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a.k.a. Lou Alcindor, was the greatest high school prospect in the history, may still be. He goes from New York City, Power Memorial High School, to UCLA because John Wooden is the biggest cheat in the history of college sports. But I know he wrote a book and he's got a pyramid and everybody jumps up and down, stands on their head and shits snowballs because he wrote the book and there's a pyramid and blah. He cheated his ass off with a guy named Sam Gilbert. Let me tell you how. This is when it was real. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the number one prospect in the country. He went to UCLA, according to his own autobiography, as a walk-on. Why? I'll tell you why. Because they gave him a job at a movie studio, and that job paid him a hell of a lot more than what a scholarship was, and one of his duties was to fly scripts back to New York, which just happened to be his home. So when he needed to go home, he took a script, paid for his flight, Paramount or whatever the studio. That's when the shit was real. That's when it was like, hey, he can make more not on scholarship than he can on scholarship. Now these clowns are getting scholarships. These clowns are not only getting scholarships, they're the highest paid player. Am I jealous? Yeah, sure. Say anything you want about me. Old man yelling at clouds. Doesn't care about kids. No, I just have had enough of. Walking backwards into the cornfield. Whatever memes you want. I don't care. Whatever ones you want, that's what I am. Well, you don't like to see young people succeed. My ass. My whole life has been watching and helping young people succeed. Jesus. But I get it. We're all supposed to genuflect. Oh, boy. 18 to 23-year-old might get a little upset. So we better say, I'm all for players being paid. It isn't the player's fault. My ass it ain't. Hey, Dan, you resign it. We want to do a big photo shoot. I'll tell you exactly what I would have said in college. Not a chance. Hey, look, I'm good, man. Like, people wanted me to, I was the first high school player from my high school to sign a Division I basketball scholarship. They wanted to do a big deal. It was a Catholic school. So they wanted the publicity, right? Here we go. I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. What, I got to put a hat on? Shut the fuck up. Gives me gas. I lift the cheek to all of it. You schools out there, I mean, damn, they're 18 to 23-year-olds. You got people that are inventing things. You got people that are teaching, and you're going to put contract, you're going to stick it up the ass of every professor there by showing this some some football player that's making a little bit of money. Not a bit of money. Way more than the professor's making because some old man wants to wear a 10-gallon hat and talk about them Aggies. Oh, shut up, all of you. Anyway, pretty good rant, I think, anyway. I don't know. Just gives me a headache. All right. This episode is brought to you by our friends at Prize Picks. Maybe not anymore. I don't know. It's the holiday season and the best time of the year for sports, bowl games, basketball matchup, playoff pushes, all happening at once. And while you and I are out there making decisions every day, like, no, I don't, well, never mind. I don't want to have a press conference saying that I'm making 20 times more than any player or I'm making 10 million times more than any student on campus. I don't want a press conference for that. That's a decision I would have made while you and I are out here making decisions every day. What gifts to buy, what to eat, what games to watch. There's one place where it feels good to be right. That is Prize Picks. Is your fantasy season already over? My team is cooked, but with Prize Picks, I don't have to wait until next year's draft. Prize Picks lets you play fantasy football every week. Pick your favorite players. Win when they hit their projections every week. I did last night. I did. I took Smith, the Najigba to score a touchdown and Stafford over like 240. That's right. I hit it. Anyway, continue, Dan. Okay, Prize Picks, simple to play. Pick more or less on 2 player stats. If your picks are hit, you cash out. This week, there's a special max discount promotion live on the board right now. Anthony Joshua has been discounted. Only needed to go more than 0.5 total punches. 1 punch landed in a boxing match against Jake Paul. Add another player to your lineup. Your picks hit, you cash in. The fight's Friday tonight. Main card begins 8 o'clock. Here's my next one. DeAndre Swift, more than 34.5 rushing yards against Chicago. Or for Chicago against Green Bay, 8:20 Eastern Saturday. And in Monday, Phillip Rivers, more than 151.5 passing yards. Download the Prize Picks app. Use code DAKICH. Get 50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code DAKICH to get 50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Good to be right. Will Wade's funny to me. Will Wade is like a gangster. Like, Will Wade, here's my problem. I always played for coaches that had a background in basketball. My high school coach was a legendary Division III team, and he would, even when I was going to Indiana, he would challenge me to play one-on-one and whoop my ass. My college coach played on national championship team at Ohio State. Will Wade literally weighed about, the way his body, I don't know, he weighed 700 pounds, 400 pounds, I don't know. Yeah, but he's a coach, and he acts like he's Bobby Knight, and I love every minute of it. I do. He ripped his team after a win, stating, we have a 3.0 GPA. We have a 3.0 GPA. That's wonderful if we're running a daycare. And, of course, all the little girls, the Dane O'Neills in the media, well, a GPA doesn't matter. Hell no, it doesn't matter. I spent literally, and I'm being literal here, every single day from 1991 until 2007, every day worried about grade point average. Every day. Class attendance, tutors met, whether I was with Coach Knight as the academic head or the head coach. Every day trying to get kids graduated. If I went back into coaching now, I would spend 0 days. I wouldn't even look at it. You don't want to go to class? I don't give a shit. Don't go to class. You better get 20. That's what I would. I swear to God. Because academics now is total bullshit. in college athletics. And he's right. So here he is slamming the team for being soft and having a, quote, casual personality. I love this.
How do you get the rest of the team to play with that kind of intensity and physicality?
You see, it's tough. It's tough. We got a lot of nice guys. Got a lot of nice guys. Got great team GPA. We got all that stuff. Over 3.0. We got all that stuff. It's wonderful. We're running a daycare. We're running a competitive Division I college basketball coach. I am into academics. I was a teacher. I'm happy about 3.2. But we're running a competitive basketball program. And quite frankly, I've been trying to get some urgency and some internal leadership. And I think Q's done a pretty good job. Outside of Q and Venn, those guys are playing about as well as we can ask them to play. We take on the personality. We got a lot of casual personalities on our team. We don't have people that are revved up and ready to go. I mean, I had one of the kids come to me, oh, I'm tough. I said, shit, you're not in the top 50 of the toughest players I've coached. Not even the top 50. I don't want to hear that. You ain't tough. You don't make the top 50. You would make the top 25 of the last 5 years of who I've coached. And I sat out a year. I mean, I don't want to hear that. When you got casual guys, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. But, it's about who can put. But I did think Venn and Q took a step forward with their leadership. But like today in our shoot-around, we made 88 mistakes in our shoot-around. I chart all of it. We made 88 mistakes in our shoot-around. We made 23 defensive errors, 13 offensive execution errors, 36 on those. The other ones were different. 36 errors on those. Our first team made 14. Our second team made 22. How the hell can you be on the second team and watch the first team do it and make 8 more mistakes? You're running the same stuff. Casual, lack of attention to detail, lack of focus. And that's great when you have somebody that sets the ACC record for made threes and the school record for made threes, but we're relying on hope that one of these cats is going to go ballistic every night. That's what we rely on. Just hope. And hope's a bad strategy in my book.
See, I have a theory. I love when coaches talk about toughness that weren't tough in their real lives. See, Will Wade was one of the biggest cheats in college basketball. And to me, not cheating is a sign of toughness. Cheating is a sign of being weak. So I would be a player that would laugh. I was bad. I needed a certain type of discipline, but I would sit there and go, wait a second, tough guy. You weren't tough enough as a player to get to this level. You weren't tough enough as a college coach to not cheat. So don't you be talking to me about cheat or about toughness. No, seriously, that's how I look at the world. And I look wrong. I get it. Y'all don't look that way, but that's how I look at it. If you are cheating in college basketball, you are not very tough. You don't believe in yourself. And Wade was one of the biggest cheaters. So, all right, you can talk about toughness, and I like what he's saying. It's great. But when you are a cheat and you got kicked out of the sport and you basically bought your way back, don't be talking about toughness at all, ever. I always say this, there was a coach, and I really liked the guy. I played against him in college. His name was Kevin Stallings. He was a coach at Vanderbilt. I like Kevin. Played against him. I had 2 block shots in college. One was against Ron Harper, and one was against Kevin Stallings. He played at Purdue. And he was in a line, and one of his players said something to a player. And Kevin rightfully was mad at his player, but then he started, I don't know, it went viral, or whatever viral was 15 years ago. I'll kick your ass when we get back in there. And I thought to myself, Kevin wasn't tough as an 18 to 23-year-old. He was a little ball handler, passer, that kind. And all of a sudden, you get to be a coach, and you're tough, and you're going to kick young guys' ass. I always told my players this. I said, I will never touch you. And if I ever touch you, kick my ass. Seriously, I'll never grab you. If I move you, doing a thing, if you don't understand the difference, I'll explain it to you. But I'm never going to shove you or, none of that. Never. Because they're young and athletic. I think I'm tough at 40. No, that's bullshit. I like it, though. Wade won by 36. Now, somebody says, well, wouldn't you be happy after 36? Here's the way the modern coach views it. I have to be tougher, more demanding on my team when we win than when we lose. Used to be, you were tough, you were nasty, you were mean when you lost. Not anymore. Now, boom, we're tougher when we win. And the kid he's talking about, when Wade took over, his analytics guy told him to think about retaining a guard named Paul McNeil, who played just 8 minutes all season. This is pretty good. Aaron Torres is great with this. He did. McNeil's the guy that went for 47, set an ACC record with 11 3-pointers. Boom. Enjoying the show? How could you not be? It's the only place you get this kind of content. Make sure you head on over to youtube.com/@don'tatme with Dan Dakich. Like, comment, subscribe. That way you'll never miss any of our great content. All right, last thing before I get to Trey Wallace. Guys fired for booze and women. Where have we heard that? I always say this, when a coach gets fired, it's for one of three things. And I'm mostly talking about high school here. Obviously, take out the losing, all right? An affair with a student, stealing money, some type of alcohol offense. Every time in the state of Indiana, and I use the state because that's what I pay attention to. I see a coach get fired. I'm like, oh, boy, stay tuned, because something's up. He was stooping somebody he shouldn't, drinking somewhere he shouldn't, or stealing and taking something he shouldn't be taking. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the coach at Ohio University, Brian Smith. This is wild. Brian Smith joins Sharon Moore in the horned up department. But I do ask, what about these women? I'll get to that. Anyway, it's been revealed he was fired not only for drinking on the job, but also for having an affair with an Ohio University co-ed. Here it is. Reporting confirms the reason Ohio fired head coach Brian Smith with cause, starting with an extramarital affair, plural, including with a current Ohio undergrad. They were spotted together at the Ohio University Inn by a player's parent. There's some other stuff with booze too. Like I told the guys off air, in my coaching time, I never thought to have a bottle in the office. Like, I never thought after a game, hey, let's have a bunch of beers in the office. I never did. Like, I went, my first game at Bowling Green, we win. I go to one of the restaurants, and here come parents. I'm like, I ain't doing that one. So I found my place, Elmar Lane's, best cheeseburgers in the world. And I would take my kids, if it was a Saturday or an early game, and we would go to the bowling alley. I would sit in the bowling alley bar restaurant. They're the best freaking cheeseburgers ever. I still do ads for them 20 years later. My kids might bowl, and if I had friends in, we'd sit there, eat cheeseburgers, have a couple beers. But I never thought, hey, man, we're going to sit around and get hammered in the old coach's room. And the stupid of co-eds, I don't know, man. He's saying he was separated. He's saying he didn't know the girl was a co-ed. I don't know. I got to bring in the boys here. Here it is. He allegedly stored alcohol in his desk drawer, admitted to the consumption in his office during business hours. Said Smith acknowledged on occasion a few assistant coaches, all over 21, joined him in his office after a game for a single drink of bourbon. I don't know why that's bad. I'm not going to lie. I get it. We're all supposed to be whatever. Hey, look. Hey, we won. Boom, shot. I know we're all Puritans. I'll go to you first, Sean. I know we're all Puritans and Quakers now. Oh, I got everybody in here. Look at this. Wow. All right. Sean, you're younger than Davey and I. Is it, what are we doing? Let's go to the booze first. Where are you at with, hey, look, coaches came in, 21. Congrats to us. Have a shot. Go on your way. That's bad business now. What are your thoughts?
Get a grip. Like, this guy you don't need to be drinking there. It's just like the last place you need to be doing. Why are you messing with God? That's what it feels like. You have a bubble. You have a great bubble. You're coaching in college. You're whatever, living your dream, moving up the ladder, and we're just messing around. It's like the last place I would bring it to.
All right. That's fair. I told you guys off air, this isn't on air. I never thought even to do it. Like, I never had a drink with Coach Knight. I never, an assistant coach, went down to the old drawer and at bowling. I never thought to do it. And when I only worked for Knight or Sampson. I never saw them do it. Davey, What are your thoughts?
There's got to be more to this story. Listen, I get it's not the best look, but this guy's got to be an asshole behind the scenes or something, because if it's just simply, hey, yeah, he's had some alcohol here or there, as long as he's not showing up to drunk, a la Steve Sarkisian at USC back in the day, I don't see much of a problem there. The co-ed stuff, not a great look, but it's not an employee. He's not going full on Sharon Moore out here. So it's just a situation where there's something else behind the scenes we do not know of at the moment, but is likely going to come to light eventually.
Yeah, the co-ed thing, again, I go back to this. I never felt like college kids were children. Now, I was 25 and I was assistant coach, and I met eventually my wife. She was 21 and she was a junior. So, like, I don't know, does that make me a bad guy? I don't know. I mean, I suppose, but I never even gave it a thought. In fact, I remember Coach Knight would give me hell. Don't you date anybody? You know, he'd go all the slurs on me. And then I brought her in. I go, Coach, I want you to meet my girlfriend. And he's like, well, she's a really nice girl. I apologize for everything I said. You go, how old is she? I go, she's a sophomore. He didn't care. I get it, though. A head coach in a hotel with a girl that I guess if he didn't know was a co-ed, maybe he should have checked it out. Sean, you were a player. What would you think if you saw your divorced or separated coach in that scenario?
It would have freaked me out. All honesty, it would have.
Right.
I didn't know any of my coaches' wives.
I didn't either.
My head coach, the only coach's partner I knew was my head coach's wife. I don't think I even met her. I only knew her because she made us candy bags after the game. I appreciated that. I was happy about it. Nobody else. I had a billion assistant coaches, no clue. And there was one dude that was like, we had D-line coach we had for 1 year. And he was like, it was just even rumored that he might have gone out to a college bar a couple times with like some of the people. He was gone the next year. Like, you just handle business in-house, because once you start like letting that world creep into the football bubble, it all becomes a distraction. And you're dealing with the most distracted humans ever, 18 to 22-year-old men. Like, why are we adding any more to this? I completely understand not wanting to have involvement with dudes that are messing around with the college.
Well, that's strong. Davey, where you at with that?
As long as he's not presenting himself as a holier than thou type person, listen, people are deviants. They're going to do their own thing. Listen, as long as you're not impacting me, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Two things to react to. One, I did know Coach Knight's wife because at the end of my career, she MF'd me, but we did have to go over to his house for Christmas, and that was a pain in the ass. I did not know the assistant coach's wife. Two, one time there was a bar in Bowling Green that was called, I can't remember what it was called, but it was, people knew coaches went there. So after like a banquet, coaches would go there. And one time I went. I never went out in bars in Bowling Green. But one time I went, coaches were going, and one of my players walks in the offseason. I told him, I said, hey, Chris, I'm leaving at 10 o'clock. It's a coach's party. Come on back at 10 o'clock. I'm out, right? And that was the closest. I wonder now if that would lead me to be fired. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you're in a bar with a player. Somebody could couch it that way. You know what I'm saying? It could be construed. But Chris, I'm going to be gone. There's all, football coach, basketball coach, Lee, everybody's there. That kind of thing. I don't know. I'm with Davey. I don't give a shit. We'll be right back. This is one of those shows that it's actually better off camera than it is on camera. And I salute my friend Davey for saying, I just don't give a shit. That's kind of the theme of the day, Trey Wallace. It's like, I don't give a shit that you re-signed with your school. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a damn that you talk to God and you're leaving Purdue to go somewhere else. And I sure the hell don't give a damn that you're a high school kid that is thanking Indiana Wesleyan for their third scholarship offer. We don't give a shit on this show. What do you not give a shit about, Trey? What are you not caring about today?
Nick Saban going on a rant about why JMU and Tulane shouldn't be in the CFP this year. Like, I really just don't give a shit. Like, sorry, y'all voted for this. Y'all are the one that put the G5s in because you wanted more money. Like, don't blame it on them that the ACC sucked this year and your conference champion didn't make the college football playoff, which opened up the door for James Madison to get in. Like, stop your bitching. That's on y'all. Sorry.
That's this whole thing. Like, whether it's, I don't want to hear media people talking about paying money. This is what people wanted, Trey. You signed up for it. You want it. You beg for it. And then when you get it, you complain about it. Bullshit.
Right. Yeah, I don't quite understand why they want to sit here and argue. You know, these teams are getting the same amount of damn money, and at the same time, again, they signed up for this with the new contract. And sure, things might change in the future when it comes to the CFP. I think it does in the next month or so potentially. But at the same time, like save your complaining, man. Like, y'all did this, so live with it. You're the ones that gave Notre Dame the opportunity starting next year to be in the college football playoff if they're ranked within the top 12. That's it. Like, you are setting these standards. So what are you bitching about? You're cashing checks from ESPN and TNT, who's sub-licensing this stuff. You're making buttloads of money from the playoff. Stop your whining. And you know what? I love the fact, I know this might not be a great opinion, and I don't know how the game's going to go Saturday night, but I love the fact that yesterday I watched multiple videos of James Madison players leaving the facility, and they had an entourage of cars, just fire trucks, people standing on the side of the roads, cheering for them. Like, I love the underdog story. I think it's great. And so whatever, if people want to bitch about it, you're bitching at the wrong. Look, put it towards the CFP committee, put it towards Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti and all these other conference commissioners that voted for this shit to begin with.
Boom. All right, let me ask you, does the results of what happens with Tulane and James Madison, does it matter moving forward for the college football playoff? Does it impact anything?
I think what you'll see is, look, if obviously I think there's one game that could get out of hand. I think that's Oregon, James Madison. I think Tulane actually plays a lot better this time around against Ole Miss. As for the future, we're already headed down that path, Dan, where it's going to be probably 16 teams. I would imagine. I don't think the Big Ten is going to get their way with 24. But if you go to 16, and then, you know, maybe you just rank them 1 through 16, and then at the same time, you might get one automatic qualifier for each one because they did sign an MOU last spring that would allow the SEC, the Big Ten, to at least get. I think the G5 is always going to have a spot, in my opinion, because they deserve it. I mean, did we forget about Boise State being ranked in the top 10 last year and then just unfortunately kind of blowing it over the last two games? Like, I could go on for days here about some of these schools. I mean, I seem to remember Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame last year. I mean, maybe I'm just forgetting stuff. Like, so I'm tired of the arguments about the G5. They're an FBS division. They deserve to be in. And it just so happens this year that the ACC champions suck so bad that the committee thought they weren't good enough to be in. It's as simple as that.
I don't think the 12 teams diluted the regular season. I don't. 24, I feel like it would. I actually feel this way, and please feel free to argue with me. Tell me I'm wrong. Okay. Maybe I would feel this way about 16. I don't know, but I know I feel this way about 12. I think 12 is kind of perfect, actually. I think the deserving team the deserving 4 teams got buys. I think it gave intrigue to who's getting into the tournament, and it didn't dilute the regular season. I think it's really good.
No, I think at the same time, too, we went into championship Saturday or championship weekend. I know it started on Thursday, and we had spots on the line. Like, it made it intriguing. Like, that's what we want. We don't want where we get, and I'm going to use the SEC as an example because Indiana and Ohio State, I think, deserve to be in no matter what. But we both agree on that. The SEC, though, when Alabama gets humiliated by Georgia and they don't move a spot, well, what was everybody freaking out about Saturday night? It was about, oh my God, is Alabama going to get in? How can we lobby like hell to make sure this happens? And it turns out they didn't drop a spot. Now, the intrigue too, Dan, is for stuff that happens like with the championship game in the ACC. If Virginia beats Duke, Virginia gets into the CFP because of where they're going to be ranked. And then, so Duke causes this chaos. They go to overtime, crazy wins. Like, so what I'm getting at is, I don't think you're wrong. I think how we got to this point of the college football playoff in the first round starting tonight was just a complete setup from the entire season. And we went into it and we were arguing about Vanderbilt, Texas, BYU. I mean, there were conversations. No, I mean, obviously Notre Dame and Miami. But what I'm getting at is, I think the regular season did its job, and I like the 12. I really like the 12. Like, I can live with 16. I think a lot of people around the country can, but man, don't go higher than that. There's no need to go higher than that.
I agree. I could not agree more. One of the great things about the college football season is every game is so important. And I understand people talk about rivalries and pageantry, and I get that. That is important too. It's a great package. But boy, oh boy, don't lose the fact that, man, what we had at the end of the year was terrific. Let's go on the field.
Yeah.
Does tonight's game, does it impact Kalen DeBoer, whether he stays or goes? I'm going to go that direction.
Here is the misconception, I think, on social media, and by God, it's social media. Kalen DeBoer is not losing his job if he loses tonight to Oklahoma. Alabama's not waking up tomorrow morning and saying you're fired. Now, let me phrase this the right way. If we were having this conversation during Iron Bowl week and they'd went and lost to Auburn, there would have been a lot more outrage. Bama fans would have been like, all right, we got to try something new here. We didn't make the playoff. This is not acceptable for Alabama. They're in. If they lose tonight, I think that the conversation would turn in a little bit different way. I think it's going to be, how fast can Michigan actually get a formalized contract in front of him to make him think about it just a little bit more? I know what his statements have been this week, and I get that, and I respect it. Yes, I'm coming back, and blah, blah, blah. I love Tuscaloosa and whatnot, which was kind of funny at the same time when he said that from things I'm hearing behind the scene. But I think that let me rephrase this. I know, according to multiple sources, that Michigan's about to make one more big old run at Kalen DeBoer. And if he loses tonight, that would come Saturday morning, in my opinion. I am not reporting that he's leaving or anything like that. What I am saying is Michigan is not content with just a, yes, I'm good at Alabama type of thing. They're going to force him to literally say no to a contract.
How I look at it from a coach's perspective, you got investigations going on. At least publicly, Ward Manuel seems to be in a little bit of hot water here.
Yeah.
You just said he doesn't have to leave Tuscaloosa.
No.
How much do you think that plays into DeBoer's decision, if in fact he has a decision about Michigan?
I think, look, if you look at the Michigan Athletic Department, are there problems? Absolutely. I think basketball's got this bad boy rolling right now under Dusty. But I will say this. It has been 7 years of nonstop conversations around whether it's the NCAA, the FBI, the local police. I mean, you name it. There's always been something in the last 7 years with Michigan football. But at the end of the day, Dan, it's still Michigan.
Yeah.
It's still there. Yeah. In my opinion, there's going to be a new athletic director after the new coach is announced. I don't know if it happens within 2 days, 3 days, or a week or 2 weeks. But I think at the end of this investigation, there will be a new athletic director. And there are enough board of regents, AKA for folks out there, board of regents, same damn thing as a board of trustees. They just like to call it a different thing. I think what we're going to have is, when you look at everything that's gone down with Michigan, I don't know how an athletic director can survive that. He's gotten away with the sign stealing. And then a lot of people forget, the previous investigation during the COVID stuff. And then you have this. They want to act like they didn't know about Sharon Moore having an affair. Let me tell you something, buddy. If the players are talking about it in team meetings, I promise you the athletic department folks know what's going on. So I'm just saying this investigation, and then when you have the president come in, Dan, and double down and say, hey, if anybody's got more info, email it to this. They are setting this bad boy up for AD Ward Manuel to be out of a job.
Are there any NFL coaches? Is there any college coaches going to the NFL? Is there anything about Marcus Freeman true at all?
Yeah. The Giants got an opening, and I think Marcus Freeman is going to be one of the candidates that interviews for that job. I think there would be an opportunity. Now, look, Dan, you know this. It comes down to a coach being comfortable. Are you comfortable at going at the next level? It's a totally different job. But there has been a lot of smoke about Marcus Freeman and the Giants now for about a month. And I do think he would be doing himself injustice if he didn't at least go interview for the job, see what it's like. And then at the same time, that's why I don't think this coaching carousel is totally done. Because what if he does decide, you know what, I'm going to go try the professional ranks? I'm not saying he's going to do it, but I think he's going to be presented the opportunity to make a decision to do it. So, we thought Michigan might be the last big job opening. I'm just saying some crazy things could happen here over the next couple of weeks.
Real quick. Tonight, who you liking, Oklahoma or Alabama?
I like Oklahoma's defense. I think that they'll put enough pressure. I think it's going to be low scoring. I don't expect this one to be, 40 to, 37, something like that. I think that at the end of the day, Oklahoma's defense puts enough pressure on Ty Simpson. Now, I will say this. Don't let Ty Simpson get hot in the pocket, because if he does, it opens things up down the field, changes the game. I just think, I don't know who I would say, Dan, the most pressure's on. It's a playoff game, for God's sakes. But, man, if Alabama loses this game, buddy, I'd just pop on social media right after or go find your crazy Alabama message board and just have fun watching the aftermath.
The over-under on this is 40.5.
I know.
So people are with you. The betting world, Vegas is with you, man. They like a low-scoring game, brother.
Tonight's going to be interesting. Tomorrow morning, you can wake up, have a little coffee, get ready for the big game of the day, Texas A&M versus Miami. Yeah. And then we get where I'm at in the Oxford area. We're going to see the Lane Kiffin aftermath and see if Ole Miss can handle this. Because I promise you something, Dan. If Tulane beats Ole Miss tomorrow, there's going to be about 20,000 Rebel fans that start marching to Baton Rouge to picket right in front of Lane Kiffin's house.
I was going to say, all Kiffins, exit the entire state of Mississippi. Get out.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, you bet. I know the houses they have there are still up for sale, but you need to probably put police around there. You don't want any vandalism. I'm not saying Ole Miss fans to do that, but what I am saying is if John Summerall, who's a damn good coach, can bring his team into Oxford and win that game, the attention ain't going to be on Pete Golding. It's going to be on that coach down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yes, it is. Hey, make sure you go to Outkick.com. Follow Trey on Clay. He's Clay.
Follow both
Trey.
of them.
Follow everybody. If it says Outkick in their bio, just follow our ass. But no, Trey Wallace has the best coverage for all of this stuff. Hope to see you back on Fox News, too. By the way, I meant to text you. Great job. I was watching.
I appreciate that. You must be getting that from Davey, but that's fine.
No,
we'll let that back.
No.
It's a good running joke, but I appreciate it. We'll have coverage all weekend long from Oxford, and then maybe I'll be seeing you out at the Rose Bowl in about a week and a half.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll be wearing all red. I'll be looking like a human blood clot. That's right.
My man. Thanks, brother.
All right. See you, Trey. There he goes. Trey Wallace. Seriously, go to Outkick.com. Trey does the best job of any in college football because he's smart and he is unbiased. It's Screencaps. Joe Kinsey next. I haven't seen him since a couple Fridays ago in Kilroy's downtown when Urban Meyer and I did a show, and Joe Kinsey was a part of it. We miss you, Joe. Screencaps, Joe Kinsey, every day. Run the stinger. I learned a new word. Look at that, Joe. Joe, your Buckeyes, thoughts?
Dan, listen, I'm a big reset kind of guy. I did not mind the loss, Dan. I need Ryan Day like last year. I need his mind to be right going into the playoffs. Dan, if I learned anything last year, it's that Ryan Day needs that loss to reboot his system. He's like a hard drive. He just needs to be rebooted, get into the playoffs, and then kick some ass, Dan. I like Ryan Day in this spot. He's mad. He's frustrated over that loss. And I think he's going to come back strong. Dan, if he would have struggled last year, I would be really nervous right now. But I'm not as nervous now. He knows the grind, Dan. He knows how to get through the playoffs. He's like the Belichick of college football. Ooh. And you know what? I think he gets it done again, Dan. He only has to win 2 to get to the championship. Get there, win it. Back-to-back, Dan. I'll take it. Let's get going.
Wow. All right. There you go. They ain't getting by the Hoosiers. Hoosiers will beat them twice. Anyway, I digress.
And they got injuries. That defensive end. Dan, I'll give you this. Dan, that defense, I will say, I didn't have the high hopes, and that defense proved me wrong. That is a good defense.
That is. And the Daly kid being out, Stephen Daly, transfer from Kent. That's a monster. That's bad business.
Bad.
Screencaps, Joe, what you got for us today?
Dan, it's the holidays. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Oh, you know what, Dan? They started off, your guys, I met your guys in Indianapolis. They now understand me, Dan. They see that it's the holiday season. I've got Dale Earnhardt celebrating. I've got Madison Mills on the screen. Dan, this is a huge time of year where the Instagram models start dumping out all their slutty Mrs. Claus content, and I'm here for it, Dan. And Madison is one of tens of thousands that has slutty content right now on the internet.
Yeah, put a hat on, I don't know what you call that, velour. Is she ensconced in velvet like Costanza was back in the day? I don't know. What do I know?
Dan, it doesn't matter. I just love this look. It just gets you in the festive spirit. A lot of people are like, I got to watch Home Alone or Christmas Story or any of that. I say the hell with that. I go straight to the internet and I look for the Instagram models being slutty Mrs. Claus.
Boom! Next.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. By the way, Natsia.
Yeah.
Gotta be a Russian. I figure she steals passwords in her day job. At night, she's a dirty snowball throwing Russian assassin. I saw this one again. Your team was all over it. They saw this one, the snowball. I'm a big prop guy. You know that, Dan. And when I saw snowballs, I was like, boom, that's me. I love the snowball look. That's summer, or that's Christmas. That's the winter season right there.
You know what I like, Joe? I like the gloves. I like the mittens, Joe. I dig the mittens. I do. I dig them. I do. Yeah. It's a nice accessory. Let's put it that way.
It is nice.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah.
Jenny, she's on the beach.
Yeah, Jenny is from Philadelphia, but she spends like her entire summer, year, whatever, in like Thailand. I don't know what she does in Thailand besides model, Dan. I don't know what you do for a living down there, whether she's a realtor. I don't know what she does, but she spends a lot of time in Thailand, and I can't figure it out, but she loves it, and we love Jenny Shawcross. Philadelphia Eagles fan, by the way, Jenny. So that's how she came on my radar.
Joe, I just read where, and I assume this is true. I mean, it was on the internet. It must be true. Where the Philippines is very dangerous now for Americans in this holiday season, Joe. I literally read it last night as I was, perusing the news. So be careful, Joe, if you're thinking about joining Jenny over there, down there, wherever the hell it is.
I ain't going anywhere.
No, me neither. Next. No chance. No. Well, there's a classic. A little Marilyn Monroe look for Sydney Sweeney.
Dan, I got to give your team credit. They are reading my mind this week. They are all over these photos. They get me now, Dan. All I had to do is meet up with some of your guys, and they see what I'm all about. Sydney Sweeney this week. By the way, she has another movie out. When the hell is she making these movies? I have no clue. When it's like she shoots them on a weekend and dumps her cleavage out, and all of a sudden there's a movie being made. She had another one Monday. She was on a red carpet, and this is part of the content from the red carpet. So Sydney Sweeney, another movie. That boxing movie just flopped like 3 weeks ago. That Kristen Martin movie. it made like $750,000, and now Sydney Sweeney has another one out. I don't get it. I don't know where she gets the time, but God bless her. She's all over all over the internet for us, and it's great for us.
If you were going to say Sydney Sweeney's job is, would you put actress first? Would you put Instagram model? Would you put influencer? What would you put as her number one job?
Well, she is an actress because people keep hiring her, Dan.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we love her. We get it. We're on the same page here. But all these movies, I wrote this about a month ago when the Christy Martin movie bombed. I need Sydney Sweeney to do a rom-com. I need her to do something light. Paul Rudd, maybe. Like, get her in a movie where it's not so damn serious. I need her in something that just, we have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
She's in too many of these serious movies. I need her in something a little lighthearted. Let Sydney Sweeney work. I think she has more like that. She's trying to be too serious is my point. So I need her agent to get with it.
Lighten up a little bit.
Yeah.
Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the ride. Don't take yourself so seriously. I'm with you on that. I didn't even know she had a boxing movie out, and I don't pay attention to movies anymore. If somebody says go to the theater, I'm like, well, what are we going to, a play? Next.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney.
Too many movies.
Okay. We got some football. All right. Is that what's the T? Is that the Titans? What are we at here?
That is Tulane. They have a big game tomorrow. And I mean, you didn't even know it. Most people don't know it. Most people don't even know Tulane's in a damn game tomorrow, Dan. But Tulane Taylor is what we're calling her. She has a big game tomorrow. What do we got? Ole Miss. I mean, Dan.
Yeah.
It's one of those days where you don't even realize that it's the playoffs. Tulane, James Madison. I don't know what the hell we're doing here, but they're in. Did you see the lines on these games? It's like 17.5, 21. I'm like, oh my God, Dan. I don't even know how to play these games this weekend. I'm a mess.
I'll tell you one thing. I looked at a line just now with Trey. Over under Alabama, Oklahoma is 40.5. I'm thinking most people think it's a low-scoring game, which means I'm going to go the over. But you're right; these lines are insane. I hope Tulane. I hope James Madison. I hope they play well because I'm tired of Nick Saban.
Did you say 40.5?
Yeah, that's the over/under. How about that?
Are they trying to sucker me in here, Dan? I feel like that's what's going on.
I would think so because I'm a sucker. I could see this being 17-13, and I'm sitting there rooting over 6 touchdowns. What next?
Oh, that's how you get suckered in.
Oh boy, Joe.
Yeah, it's that season.
Wow,
it's that season. Are you a pot roast guy, Dan?
I love pot roast.
Oh,
I order meatloaf and pot roast at restaurants. I might be the only guy alive.
That is just Midwestern as it gets.
Yeah.
You know, Dan, we had a shot last week. We finally had our big meeting last week. We get each other. We're pretty much from like the same towns, like you're from Indiana, I'm from Ohio. We all get each other, right? It's like a Midwestern thing. We see this and we're like, I'm going to eat that. And my big ass is going to go to the couch and get real comfortable under a blanket. It's that time of year, Dan. I love it. It looks good to me. I think I might go this route for this weekend.
Joe, I'll take open face. What do they call it? Beef Manhattan or something like that. I don't know.
My wife even eats that, Dan. She loves the open face sandwiches. That's why I married her. She's that kind of woman, and God bless her.
God bless your wife. She understands. Joe, if I don't talk to you, have a Merry Christmas, my friend. It was wonderful meeting you.
We'll see you.
All right. There he goes. Joe Kinsey, every morning, every evening. Screencaps right there on the Outkick family. Hey, I want to thank everybody. Great week. I want you all to have a great weekend. I'll give you one bet. I'm going to take the over. I'm taking the over. I'm not taking an under with those athletes on the field. I'm taking the over, and we're going to see what happens. Have a fantastic week, everybody. We'll catch you Monday.